I think we're going.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great, guys. Thank you for still being here. You know, it's interesting. I haven't. I'm not a social media person. I haven't posted 5 times in 5 years, and suddenly we're streaming. So thank you for being patient while I work through this. I'm not a techno guy, and it takes me an hour and a half to watch 60 minutes. So thanks for sticking around. This is my gorgeous wife, Andrea.
Thank you.
My name's Alyssa, and we're just so lucky to be here. You know, we put out a little video a couple of days ago, and I just am overwhelmed with the support that we have got from such wonderful people, and we're so excited to tell our story and to maybe help put a vocabulary to a very complicated situation that doesn't have a lot of vocabulary in it. So, you know, Andrea and I have been married for 25 years. We have 3 incredible children and even a little grandchild. So it's been a pretty fascinating journey. You know, 25 years ago there wasn't the vocabulary, you know, to even explain what this was. There wasn't the terminology. There weren't examples to use or to give. And you know, we've had to figure this out on our own for a very very long time. And we'll talk about some of, you know, the complexities of that and how that went, and maybe how, you know, it might be helpful for other people to circumvent or not circumvent, but to navigate those waters. But babe, what do you think? Anything?
I'm just excited to be here and grateful that I could be part of making our journey. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be incredible.
Somebody said hi to us. Thank you.
So good. So what we plan on doing is just I was just going to transition just right here live, just while we put on makeup and go through the process. I call it life swapping because I'm stepping out of my old boy life and into, you know, a girl life that I've always felt, that I've always dreamed of. And, you know, I hope that everybody is willing to step out of the life that they have into a life that is better for them, whatever that is. Maybe that's, you know, financial, maybe it's job, maybe it's relation, whatever that is. You know, maybe by being around, you can have get some of the courage and the drive to go out there and do whatever it is that makes you your best self. That was what would be very rewarding for me. I get that your life swapping is not going to be about gender. It's going to be about something else that's important to you, and we want to support you in that journey for you, whatever that is. So, you know, thank you. But let's see. Oh, look how nice this is. Hey guys, thanks for being here. This is so fun. Anything that's important that you think that they should know? Any base information that would be helpful for somebody brand new in this world, or who's just trying to understand maybe the world for somebody else? What do you think are some of the questions that would be important for them to understand, guys? And I understand the complexities of this. You know, I have worked as a male I'm 50 years old, and, you know, I've been in corporate America for my entire career. I've worn a suit and tie and cufflinks every single day almost of my entire career. And, you know, I'm stepping away from that life to pursue something that I have always felt that I was capable of doing. And, you know, this transgender thing is so difficult to understand because it's such a wide spectrum, and I get it. There's male, there's female. That's not a spectrum. I get that, but let me use the word spectrum and try to help you understand kind of why I say that. You know, because it's such a variety of experiences that people are having, and they're all at a different point in their life, and so it is hard to understand because the very limited information you're getting and the limited stories you're getting from people, they're all at different places, and so the information sounds different. Wow, this group can't even get their story straight because it's not a group story. That's why it's an individual story, just like your life, just like you know, all Christians don't have the same story. All diabetics don't have the same story. Just every little group, you know, every story is individual, but there are some similarities, and we'll talk about those along the way as well. But that's it's very very interesting, And I want to answer whatever questions you have, whatever you think, it would be important for you to know so that you can support the people in your life. Maybe it's you, maybe it's a family member, a parent, a sibling, whoever it is that's in your life that you think you like to communicate better with. I would like to help you put together a vocabulary to have those conversations and offer that support. But let's I think I'm just going to just start getting ready as we go. Listen, this is not a makeup tutorial yet. I just haven't done it that much. I mean, I've done it a lot over the course of our marriage, but I've never been able to do it consistently. So last week was the first week that I had where I did not work for corporate America. So I've had 1 week to prepare for this moment. And, that's not a lot of time. That's not a lot of time. Yeah, it's been crazy, right? Been crazy fun and stressful and so exciting. But so only 1 week. And so as I do the makeup and we get better and I learn, better products, I'll share those things with you. But right now, it's just about, transforming from this into something more beautiful that I feel. And it's not going to look like that, not very much looks like that. That's
You're sweet.
but and I don't need to, and I don't need to be a model to be me. I need to be as good as I can, and I'm okay with that. I that is okay with that. I don't even know what that means, chatters, but let's see. Let me just start putting on some makeup now. I'm not going to be calling out a lot of the products that I'm using because I've used so many different products, and I've got so many products because I don't use them enough. I'll use it and then it will dry out and then it won't go on very good. So I'm like, well, that doesn't work at all. But the truth is, I just didn't use it enough times.
Hey, Mandy. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
Love
please.
You. And Phil Streams. Hi, thank you for joining us.
That's great.
And Sriracha Queen 911. We're so excited you're here. Thank you.
Babe, you're great at recognizing that. See the unfair advantage that I had. When you have somebody, you're married to somebody that's just calling out, all the good things that are happening and recognizing that's half the battle right there. But I'm going to use some products and as I really come across the products that really work. See, I've got some complications because my skin is old. I'm 50 years old. I've got look at my eyelids. I've got more lids than Tupperware. And my skin seems to be like Teflon. Like makeup doesn't stick to it. So I have some unique things that I deal with, and so I'll go through those as well. Mandy has a question. How can I explain to my parents that are very traditional about my teens transition? I'm afraid I will fail in my explanation. I guess, Mandy, number one, you're never ever gonna change anybody's mind. You can't, and nobody can change your mind. Everybody's got to choose, to change their own mind. So the best thing you can do is to get enough information and give them enough information in the right way that they can change their own mind, that they can feel, different about that. And there are a lot of people that very Christian people or different religions that are not willing to think differently than the traditions of their religion or their forefathers, and that's difficult because we're not the same people we were 20 years ago and 30 years ago and 40 years ago. We're a different people genetically. We're a different people in so many ways socially, and the best thing you can do is not put anything in their face, but just lay something in their lap that says, hey, can I just help you at least understand what we're going through? And if you don't, you don't have to buy in, you don't have to give into it, but just give respect. We need your support, and these are some of the situations, these are some of the issues that we're going through, and however you can support us, we would sure appreciate that. But I think that if you'll stick with us, I think that we'll be able to give you some insights that will be helpful, or some vocabulary to help you explain why it's difficult. What I won't be doing a lot of during this is I won't be giving a lot of statistics. And the reason why is because so many statistics are just crap. You don't know where they came from. You don't know how they're, any of the sources. It's so hard to verify statistics. And because of that, everything that has a statistic tied to it seems to get thrown out the window as just nonsense or garbage or whatever else. So I won't be giving a lot of statistics. If it's something that interests you, go and get your own statistics. Do your own research, because then you'll be vested into that information and you'll be able to talk about it in a much different level of commitment and authority. The only statistic that I'm really going to quote, and it's because it's one of the only statistics that's actually consistent, and that is the number of transgender people that try to commit suicide. And some of the statistics are 42+%, some are 41, some are 40, but everything is 40 and above. And this is the transgender people saying, yes, I have tried to commit suicide. And what's alarming is the number of suicide attempts that are successful. That is so incredibly high compared to the national average. So, that is an important statistic, because these people, they're not reaching out for help. This is not why they're doing it. They're trying to get out. They're saying, I have lost hope that there's anybody else out there to support me, that anybody is capable of supporting what I need. And that's a bad place to be when you just give up that there is even support possible. That's a very, very difficult place to be. So maybe something you hear along the way will help give you the information to support your people, and at least say things to them that will give them comfort, that will give them hope, that will help them know, hey, look, I don't get it, but I get you, and I'm there for you. And that's a really, really important thing to feel, for sure.
I'm gonna cry already.
Wow, look at that. I've been unsuccessful 3 times myself. I mean, look at that. That's so tough. That's so tough when you've given up that support is even possible. And it is possible because there are good people out there that are willing to do the hard work. They just haven't been given the right information yet. The right people are there. They haven't been given the right information, and we've got to break through some biases. We got to break through some stigmas and some insecurities so that we can really help those people, that need it. Thank you for being here. I'm 3 times. Unbelievable. I'll tell you what, I've been very, very fortunate, because I've had support like nobody, like very few people get. And that makes all of the difference, because everybody has good days and bad days, and everybody wants all their days to make sense. And when so many of your days don't make sense, and they make sense inside here, but they don't make sense in a way that you can articulate to others. And so that's so good. Babe, I put on my makeup. Will you just...
Yes. We're here to support those people who need help, who are looking for a community. Because as a community, we need to grow instead of shrink. And it's hard because a lot of times the people who support you don't support you. And I just want to say sorry for those people who are going through those things, because it's hard. I'm celebrating 1 year on testosterone tomorrow. I'm so proud of you, and I'm happy for you, and I know what hormones can do, the difference they can make in a person. and it's for the better. And be happy for yourself and celebrate however you need to celebrate. But congratulations.
That's amazing. And people, it's funny, if you had a thyroid problem, if you're a diabetic, you know how important insulin is. You know how important these hormones are. And you can't be yourself if you're not on the right hormones. I've suffered from migraines, debilitating migraines, and the moment I got on estrogen, the moment I got my hormones worked out and got on estrogen, my headaches and migraines have gone away, and they've never come back. They've never come back. And, I was telling my doctor this, and my doctor said, well, yeah, of course. He says, every time you get on the right hormones, people who are cutters, people who pull their hair out, all have all of these tics, it all stops. When you get on the right hormones, all of the other things, all the cells in your body seem to have a congruence and stop fighting each other. And, congratulations. I'm so excited that you got there and you're getting the right chemicals in your body that will allow you to make the decisions that make you happy instead of, not.
Right.
Yeah. Man, you're so
exciting.
That is what matters. So thank you for sharing that.
I have to say, when Allyssa started her hormones, I noticed a difference really quick in her attitude, just knowing that she was on them. But also I noticed how just less irritable, less irritated, less, just happy. And so hormones do make a difference. And jokes aside, I would, ask Allyssa, hey, did you put your patch on today? And it really does help, and it makes a difference for everyone who's around. And it's just like I'm going through premenopause, and I know how important hormones are. So congratulations. I'm excited for you.
Absolutely. When I'm doing my makeup, I do a different routine all the time. I'm always trying to figure it out. But I always like to get lipstick on or something on my lips right away, because the sooner that I feel pretty, the better that everything turns out. And if I wait and I have problems with lashes, putting on the lashes, and now my lashes are all stuck together, and they're, the fake lashes are glued to the side of my face, and it's just one thing leads to another. And I'll tell you what, if you're working with trying to learn how to do false eyelashes and gluing those strips on, that's not the right time to work on your swearing problem. I'm telling you that right now. but if you can get something, if you can start feeling amazing, well, then you start acting amazing, and you start turning out amazing. And it's not about turning out perfect every time. Sometimes the lips are the only thing that turned out perfect, but it's enough. Sometimes your eyes are the only thing that turned out amazing, and that's enough. It's frustrating when your goal is perfection. Everything has to work out perfect, because you never get there. And what you don't want to do is spend an hour and a half, getting ready, and then look at yourself all done up and say, wow, I'm never going to be perfect. It's just, I'm never going to get it right. When you got it right. The fact that you're sitting there putting on makeup when nobody else wants you to, and they don't get it, and they're going to come down on you, but you're doing it anyway, and you're never going to be this supermodel, but you're always going to be you, and you're doing it right. And you don't give up. You may be the only person who never gives up on you, so don't do that. But if you'll be here in this community, we won't give up on you either. That's for sure.
Hello, Sam.
Oh, Samantha.
Love you.
I'm just going to do a little lips, baby.
Okay. I do it totally opposite. I put it on last.
You do, huh?
Yeah. And I hate false lashes myself.
Andrea, she's a master esthetician, and that helps a lot with my skin. I'm always using the good products and the deal. But what was nice, the first 6 weeks of COVID, nobody knew how long COVID was going to last. And thank you, Will Rogers. What a sweetheart. So Andrea, she's being a master esthetician. She has a full salon at our house, so she does everything from the micro whatever to the lashes to the brows to the everything. And so I got to have eyelash extensions for the first 6 weeks of COVID, and got to maintain those, and it was the most amazing thing. After 6 weeks, I'm like, well, this thing's got to end pretty quick, and I got to go back to work and earn a living, whatever. So, we better not maintain them. Man, had I realized how long that was going to last, I would have maintained them a little longer, because it was so incredible. I felt even when I'm Kevin. So when I'm not dressed, my name is Kevin, and you're going to hear me when I'm talking to myself refer to myself as Kevin a lot. And let's talk about pronouns for 1 second, because I know that the pronouns are important. I mean, your name is important, right? If people were calling you the wrong name all the time, think how annoying that would be. You would stop responding at some point. And so pronouns are important, and they're hard to understand. We don't get worked up about pronouns because I've lived my whole life as a man and as a father and as a husband, and I will continue to do be those things. But the easiest way for me to explain it to you is just refer to somebody however they're presenting. If they're dressed as a girl, then it's she, it's her. It's just common courtesy. You don't have to buy into it. You don't have to agree to it. You're not addressing them correctly as a sign of their character. You're addressing them correctly as a sign of your character, because you want to be the grease, not the gravel of the universe, because they fought so long through the suicide thoughts, through everything, to get to that point, to have the courage to say, hey, can you just refer to me as she? It just would mean so much in my congruency inside. I need the outside feeling, the inside feelings and the outside to be congruent a little bit, because nobody can live in total incongruence for very long and still be healthy. Is it a mental illness? Well, if you had to live incongruently, how long could you live that way before you became not well? So just if they're presenting as a male, then it's a he. It's sir. It's how are you, sir? It's how can I help you, sir? You just have to be respectful, because you don't know where that person is and where they are in those statistics. The question is not what can I call you. The question is how can I support you? What do you need from me right now? How can I meet you where you are right now and help you live congruently? It's hard. It's hard for people to come out, because everything we've done in the shadows, right? Because nobody would understand. Even right now, with the technology we have, with the medical information we have now, we still have to live in the shadows, or at least we have. Well, you know what happens in the shadows? Shady things. Well, you can't be doing things in the shadows and feel like, hey, what I'm doing is good. What I'm doing is healthy. What I'm doing is my best self. So people need to step out of the shadows. They need to come in the light, and they haven't been practicing their whole life. They're going to look different. Their bodies are they weren't built, like a man or like a, traditional woman. And what they need from you is support for stepping out in the light and saying, good for you. Good for you. And take them out of the shadows. Don't let them feel shady. Let them feel amazing and beautiful, and help them live up to their potential, or that congruence of the inside and the outside.
Thank you, Anissa, for your comment. She's been inspiring to a lot of people so far. We haven't really been very public. So here we are.
Yeah, we have not been public at all. And, here's what happened. I graduated in 1990, and my 30-year reunion was supposed to happen in 2020, and it got postponed, of course, because of COVID, when the whole world was shut down. But before that, before the world shut down, I was telling Andrea, hey, look, I have this 30-year reunion coming up. Is that something that you'd be interested, in going to? And she said, well, sure, if you want to. She said, who are you going to go as? And I went, what? What? Wow. I'd never considered that there were options. I said, well, I guess I'm going as Kevin, because there's nobody, not one person that would recognize me from my past if I went as Allyssa. And when I said that out loud, when I heard those words come out of my own mouth, I was overcome with shame, because I thought, I'm almost 50 years old. How could I go so long without having meaningful conversations with the people in my life? Like, what is wrong with me? How have I spent so much of my life building up and encouraging and having all the conversations that are important to others, and not getting to have any of the conversations that are important to me? How have I allowed that to happen to me? And that was a huge wake up call for me. And number one, Hun, thanks for being willing. Thanks for posing a question and saying, hey, if you're in, I'm in. That wasn't something that I had even considered until that moment, and it changed everything for me. And I had a level of awareness that was so real and so painful that I said, this is it. I'm done with this. For whatever it costs me, whoever it costs me, I have to be me. If I don't become my best self, then this is a sham. Then everything around me is a racket, and my life's not a racket. And I spent the next part of COVID just writing a blog and expressing my feelings and kind of coming out, and there were about 7 people that read that. So it didn't help anybody, but it helped me. And that's how I came out. So why are we doing this? Obviously I don't need the support, right? I've got the best support out there, but it's not true. I still need support. Yeah, I do need a community. Everybody needs community. But the reality is we also know that we have the ability to support others and help tell a story that other people may use parts of that for their story. And it's just nice to know that someone's feeling the way that you're feeling, and they're going through what you're going through, and there's a way through it, and there's a way out of it, and there's a way to shine through all of it. And we just want to help people take the higher road and just get out of the shadows. That's why we're here.
For a long time, Allyssa, in fact, the first time Allyssa did my makeup, I had just had carpal tunnel surgery, and so I couldn't even open mascara. And we had an event to go to for one of the kids at the school, and I was like, babe, I can't do my makeup. She came in clutch. She did my makeup, and my friends were like, oh, you should do your makeup like that all the time. I'm like, thanks. So I got my built-in little makeup artist that can help me with tips and tricks. Sometimes I think I know a good tip, and I mention it to Allyssa, and she's like, oh yeah, I need that. I've done that before. I'm like, dang it.
So Andrea, my name Allyssa, Andrea picked that name about 15 years ago. Remember, we've been married for 25 years, and about 15 years ago, she gave me that name, and that's a big deal, because think about what was going on at that time. There still wasn't a lot of trans stuff. There still wasn't all of these stories, and Caitlyn Jenner was not out there yet, and all of this stuff. And so, when she said, hey, look, this thing is not going away. This thing is not, we need to own this. And when she gave me that name, it was so important, and it changed so many things for me, because it was this moment that said, hey, I'm going to own this. I'm going to own this with you. This is ours to own. And, that name became so important because it came, from her, and she put time into it, and she went through a long list of names. And, is there any significance behind that name, or how you came up with that name, or is it after any particular person?
No, I always loved that name, and I watched you get dressed and put makeup on for many years without calling you Kevin. And it got to the point where I was like, hey, that was a name that I always remembered. And it was very inspiring, because I I just felt it. And I figured if she doesn't like it, she can use her own name, right? But yeah, that's all.
Well, thank you. It's a great name. So, not everyone remembers that name, especially the way that that we chose to spell it, because it's very, very unique. You know, so I go by Allie, I go by Allyssa, and Virginia. Wow, you're lucky to have her. Facts. Truer words have never been spoken. So thank you for recognizing that, and thank you for reminding me, because that's important. And the truth is, it's easy. This world is so complicated, and this world is so extensive that it's really easy for the spouse to feel like they're in the background, because there's so much going on in this world. It takes so much to keep this world going that it's really easy to not give your spouse the attention and the appreciation and the credit that they deserve, for hanging in there and just getting you through this moment and making it a positive growth opportunity. So Virginia, you're so on point. So thank you for saying that and recognizing her. So like every 10 minutes, if you could say that again, it would be good for both of us, I'm sure.
Well, along with that, I do have a very patient spouse who helped me and guide me through the process that she's taking right now. And I didn't know, I didn't understand, I had no idea what it was. And we're just so grateful that we have each other right now, because there's not anyone that could deal with me, really. Let's be honest.
Are you kidding me?
He's the one that's carried me through.
Are you kidding me? No, that's obviously that's not true. She could replace me in a pretty semi-decent club in about 2 weeks. But
there is a question that asks Andrea and Allyssa, has this introduced any challenges in your relationship? If so, how did you overcome them? Where do we begin? Challenges not with each other, but challenges from outside worlds. The challenges we had for years was that we were the only ones that knew for years and years. We didn't tell the kids, we didn't tell family, and we had to have each other, and we had to support each other and explain a lot, because it's hard to read people's minds, and communication is key. And sometimes you'll hurt the other person's feeling, let's be honest. And what relationship does that not happen? So I think there's many things, but I will think of some.
Well, even just how, we told our kids, the plan was always, we have 3 kids. We have a 21-year-old, we have a 19-year-old, and a 15-year-old. And the plan was always, we're not going to tell anybody until they're 18. We want them to get through figuring out who they are. What is the role of a man? What is the role of a woman? What do you want from your boyfriend? What do you want from a girlfriend? Those kind of things. We wanted those issues to already be addressed before we start confusing them with this nonsense. And so that was the plan. Now, we ended up telling all of them about 2 years ago. And it was amazing how many lights went off for all of them individually. Like, wait a minute. So those wigs, those weren't your wigs, Mom. Mom, all of those clothes, those closets of clothes that you never, ever, ever, ever wore, they weren't really yours. So it did take a lot of stories to keep our story straight. And
Dad's here, Dad's there. No, sorry, Dad's not coming. Dad's got some work to do. And this was his work. He was becoming herself.
And there was, there are times where, you just, I don't know if you've read Caitlyn Jenner's book, but, You know, she talks about just needing to get away and just to feel whole for minutes at a time. So when she'd go on these speaking engagements, she would take clothes to dress. She'd dress in the hotel, go out for a few minutes, go for a drive. You know, just get the lights turned back on and feel. And that is so on point. That is so on point. And you do need to feel that way. If you don't feel congruent, sometimes that makes you feel unhealthy. That makes you feel like, wow, I'm losing everything. There's no chance of me feeling healthy and peaceful. So, you know, that was pretty important. Gosh, Sam, you know, meeting Caitlin was a work trip. Sam is our daughter, actually, and so amazing. She's the first person that we told, the first child that we told, and she was just incredible about it. In fact, Sam, if you're comfortable, we'd love for you to come on this stream and sit here with us and talk about some of these things and some of your ideas and some of your experiences, you know, together. That would be great. But yes, when we met Caitlyn Jenner, we went down to the Ace Hotel in Los Angeles. At this time, you know, I had dressed a lot, but it was always just weekends, you know, a weekend here, weekend there, at a hotel somewhere. You dress up, you know, for a couple hours, you watch some TV, whatever. You know, it was nothing. But this, when Caitlyn Jenner was doing a book signing at the Ace Hotel in Los Angeles, it was probably the first time we went out in public, where I dressed. And we showed up. We, you know, paid to have some little one-on-one time with Caitlyn. We got the book signed, and yeah, I guess that was one of those work trips, and it was so special. And you know, when we were sitting there, do you remember we were sitting there, and I was frazzled. I was so frazzled because, you know, my hair, my wig got kind of crumpled up, and I couldn't really kind of get it right. My nails were like popping off, and you know, it was the first time, so I was just really, you know, flustered, whatever. And that lady that was sitting next to us and started talking said, you know, she started talking about, you know, how long have you guys been married? And we told her, and she struck up a conversation with you. And I was trying to avoid contact because I didn't have a voice. None of that stuff. And so I was like this, and you're like, oh my gosh, we've been married for 18 years or whatever it was. And she's like, oh my heavens, my son needs to talk to you. He's tried to commit suicide twice already. Twice we've been able to save him. I don't know that there's a third time. He needs to every time he talks to a girl and tells her how he feels, she blows out, and he's just about giving up on all relationships. And I was sitting there and I was listening to that, and I can't even remember what you said, or what, you know, you said some stuff that seemed to give her peace, or at least, you know, hope that you know, there were good people out there. But you know, even in that moment, I realized there are so many just suffering people, so many suffering people, that good people that just need community. That's all. So we'll definitely get Sam and my other kids that are interested, you know, here to talk about their experience as well. I was doing something. I was working on my eyebrows. Now, guys, you understand, my face is not traditional. I don't do anything the right way. I never had makeup lessons, anything like that. Well, that's not entirely true. We paid somebody to do. Andrea was so amazing. She surprised me, and she lined up a photo shoot in Las Vegas with a company that does, you know, that will get you all dolled up and you know, do your makeup and then take these amazing professional photos. And that was really kind of the beginning of us just going out and doing our deal, you know, out of the shadows, you know. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. I always put the mascara on the bottom last, after the eyelashes, because my eyes are so wiggy and I'm tearing up, and then now if I don't, then within about 10 minutes I look like Harley Quinn, you know, because there's makeup like, ah. So I always do that very, very last. But with the eyebrows, sometimes I put on some powder first, and sometimes I don't. In the interest of time, since I'm, you know, talking so much, I'm just gonna put on this right here. What is this? I'd love to see your daughter in your stream. Yeah, you see that, Sam? Mm-hmm. People would love to see you, and oh my gosh, she's gorgeous, and like her mama. You'll know exactly She's Andrea's daughter for sure. Was there any other questions? Any other questions? Super deep. This guy, super deep, super cool. Let's see.
Harley Quinn makeup night.
Ooh, yeah, we can probably do a little.
Let me just get some water to run down.
Right. Turn this on for 1 second. So what I'm doing here? See, I have my brows and my lashes are like albino. Like they're, as you saw before, they're just all blonde. I have almost no hair and no color, and it doesn't hold color very very well. So this I've learned is just a really quick, easy way to at least get some color on the brow, so it looks like you have some shape to your face. And so I just put a little bit of this on here, right here. Usually, if I had more time, I would do powder first.
Thanks, Mandy.
And then I would do this afterwards and really, shape it and clean it up. But right now, in the interest of time, I'm just going to throw this on there really quick.
Life Swapping with Allyssa, starring Alyssa as Harley Quinn with special guest Andrea as the Joker.
The Joker? Oh, that's funny. That's really funny.
Sam says that she wants to tint your brows.
Oh, Samantha's also a master esthetician, and she can do all the good, fun beauty stuff. So you can see I've got a real unfair advantage. All this beauty and people that are capable of doing these amazing things for me. So like literally I couldn't be in a stronger, position to win at this deal. Very, very supportive, my family. And all of my kids said the same thing. Why didn't you tell us sooner? We wish we would have known sooner. Our friends have said the same thing. Why didn't you tell us sooner? We wish we could have supported you sooner. But the reality is that's not really a fair statement to say, because you don't know if you could have supported sooner, because nobody knows where they were at 10 years ago, 15 years ago. The vocabulary, everybody says, oh, well, gosh, all this, there's so many trans people out there now, I'm okay with it. But back then when there was nothing, like what words would I have used? How would you have preferred that I come to you, and say, how do I describe to you? Hey, look, man, I feel like a girl. Oh, okay, look, have you got any help? Have you seen like a counselor? Or you like, there's probably medication that would help you to not feel that way. So that there just wasn't a good way to explain to somebody, really how I was feeling. So, and the reality is maybe you could have dealt with it sooner. Maybe you were in a position to support me much earlier, but I wasn't in a position to come out any sooner. I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't capable of expressing myself, or maybe even defending, who I needed to be at that time. Which is why that there's so many terms in transgender, gender nonconforming, non-binary. And I know that's confusing and frustrating to most people, but this is a process. Who you are is a process, and where you are in your journey is a process. And if you have a spectrum here of a really manly man and you have a really girly girl over here, everybody's going to fall somewhere on this spectrum. Usually, girls will fall in, this half of the spectrum. The guys will typically fall in here. They may not be, manly man guys, may be a little softer, feminine guys, but most guys will fall in this spectrum. However, there are some people that say, no, energetically, I feel like this. And that's kind of how I can explain it. See, I didn't have a hard time being a guy. I was always very athletic. I was always very strong. But I knew from a very, very young age that was a world that I understood intimately. And even at very small, when people say, look, is this a sexual thing or is it sexually driven? My answer is no, because these feelings controlled my thoughts long before, there were erections and everything else. I don't have any memories where these thoughts didn't influence my thinking. None, not from this age. So I guess one of the differences between me and a lot of people is I never felt like it was bad. For me, it was never a bad thing. It was never a deviant thing. There was never any deviant, intentions. Now these poor young people have got so many critics in their ear going, no, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. there wasn't that wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing back then. No one told me it was bad, and I didn't feel like it was bad. What I felt was, wow, I really have the ability to understand this world in a very, very intimate level. And I didn't know why I had appetites for things that I'd never tasted. But I knew that I understood very deeply this feminine energy in this feminine world and why these things were significant. And, you want to be a part of that as much as you can, but access to that back then was just not really that available. But I didn't have anyone in my ear going, that's bad, you're weird, that's wrong, you need help, you're a psycho. That wasn't in my ear, and that's not a narrative I ever told myself. I never planned on doing anything deviant or bad, and everything about that made me happy and strong and very, very peaceful. And so I never had that internal conflict, and that's why it's easier for me to stand up to somebody who doesn't understand and defend it a little bit, but more than that, help them understand, why it's not deviant and ill-intentioned. So let's see. Let me keep going here. Now, I'll tell you what. This is the spoolie for me. The spoolie is like the magic erasers of all makeup tools. So the spoolie is just, it cleans up, it shapes, it gets out all the residue. This is just a really, really good tool for me all the time, no matter what. Okay, I'm going to do another coat of this. Are there any other questions or anything that... What was the question? Mandy's question about her grandparents. I guess my question, Mandy, would be, what is it about your grandparents that you feel they wouldn't be comfortable with? Quite often, our judgments of how people are going to respond are just they're just wrong. They're just wrong. I know that. I know there's some people that I felt, hey, I can't wait to tell this person. They're just going to go, I knew it, and they're going to be happy. And then they're not. In fact, it's the opposite. It just literally, they just go, never mind. And all of a sudden, they're just gone. And you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. And there are other people that you think are going to be so critical and mean, and they're so supportive, and they're just there. And sometimes in that moment, they're the only ones there. So it's just hard. It's just hard to know how people are going to respond. You got to give them that opportunity, but you also have to be wise as to who you're telling and when you're going to tell them. And you got to do it at a point where you're okay losing them. You're okay if they choose to just not be there. You got to be okay with that. And but if it was my family, I would tell them. I would tell them, and then most likely they're going to be able to support you. That's, most likely that's there. Family's family,
It might take a minute.
It might take a minute. It might take a little bit more.
Give them the time.
Give them the minute. That's what I would say. I would say, oh, you know what? If you don't support them, we're out of here. I surely would not back them in a corner. I surely would not give them an ultimatum. I would say, I know it's difficult. It's difficult for me to understand as well. But since they're my people and I won't be replacing my people, I'm going to give it time and I'm going to figure it out. And I'm going to figure out how to support them where they are right now. And you have to understand with gender, for these people that were born over here and they feel like this over here, it is a process of where you are in your life and your confidence and the support that you have. And sometimes you'll never get past here because you don't have support to get past here. And then all of a sudden, 5 or 10 years later, you get the support, and so now you're here. Is this as far as you're going to go? I don't know. You don't know. You don't know until you have the ability to go here, and you realize, oh, that's not right for me. And you go back, and you say, this is what feels right here. And this is, why it's difficult to understand, because people are going, hey, well, I knew this person who transitioned and then detransitioned back, and so the whole thing's a farce, and they can tell you it's a farce. No, it means that somebody got to their point and they went too far and they readjusted. That doesn't mean that it's a farce. It means that they got back within the comfort zone of what was good for them internally. That's all it means. And everybody should feel free to find that point that they operate at the level of the most congruency. Everybody should be allowed to find that point. Not everyone's looking for that point, but some people are. But that's, I surely wouldn't drive them off. I wouldn't give them ultimatums. I wouldn't say, well, if you don't support them, then I'm out. I would say, hey, I know you care about me. I know you care about them, and we're going to figure this out together. But until we do, can I count on you? Because I need your support as much as this child does. I would bring them in and give them reasons to stay. And at some point, if it's more draining than helpful, at some point, you got to choose who you're going to support. But give everyone a chance to be part of it, because there's strength in numbers, and we're all better together. That's for sure.
It's true. Virginia, it is a beautiful thing. And it's so amazing, and you're right, it is not nonsense. A lot of people think it's nonsense because they don't understand. And for a long time, I didn't know. I didn't understand. I didn't call it nonsense, but it was just part of our lives. And so, yes, it's not nonsense. You just hit 300 followers on TikTok.
We did 300 followers on TikTok.
My goodness.
So, guys, I'm new to this social media thing, and I don't understand how this works. But apparently, I need 1,000 followers on TikTok in order to do this live stream on TikTok. And so, you're watching it right now on either Twitch or YouTube. But at some point, we'll be able to do it on TikTok as well. We can just trick 700 more people into supporting you and me. So that's.
Mandy has a comment.
My youngest came out as trans. When he got his hair cut from a girl cut to a boy cut, they didn't handle it well, and my mom called it butch. He has a flag up in his room, and my parents interrogated. And I froze. Mother Bear wanted to emerge, but I froze. It's so hard. I tell you. You do need to be a mother bear. You need to be a honey badger. Your parents don't need the support. They don't need to be lifted up. Your child needs your support. Which one do you love the most? Whoever needs the support the most, right? Isn't that where we all go? We have 3 kids. Do we have a favorite? We do. Whichever one is suffering the most becomes your favorite. That's where your time goes. That's where your energy goes. And what's really important for your child is to know that I have a honey badger of a mom out there that's not going to let me face these people alone. She's not going to let me go in this world alone. Hey, look, there's our other daughter, Addie, coming on and supporting too. She's our youngest. She's 15 years old, and just another beautiful human, like our other kids.
Mandy, just know that you're a good mom.
Great mom.
I know you, and you are amazing and supportive, and I'm proud of you for holding your tongue to your mom and dad. I know that's hard sometimes to do as a daughter. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, but we love you.
Yeah. How many, babe, is this your phone? Can you just go on the internet and say, how many churches are there in the world? How many different churches? I'll tell you, the people who have left my life, I don't have one person that I know of that has left my life that was not super religious. Not one. Everybody who was super religious, the only ones who have left my life did it on religious grounds or religious principles. That's it. How many people? How many churches does it say?
There's 45,000 denominations globally.
45,000 denominations. Guys, remember, statistics are crap, so cut it in half, whatever you want to do. But according to that, it says that there are 45,000 different religions or denominations worldwide. So why don't you just play the odds? What are the chances that your church, that your religious institution is the true one, the only true one? Well, there's about a 1 in 45,000 chance that that's true, that bias, that whatever is true. What are the chances that your person is the right person? 100%. 100% your person is the right person. So rather you have the right church, why would you bet on that? Bet on your people. Bet on your people. If it's the right church, they will support your people because they're the right people. You know, they don't have to agree with everything. They don't have to understand everything. But they should be able to support everybody. And if your church can't support all your people, you're going to question your people. You're going to question the church. You know, that's I don't know. All I know is I have never lost anybody that didn't leave for religious reasons, and that feels terrible. That feels terrible because I'm a spiritual person. Because my relationship with Heavenly Father is extremely important, and I am very, I'd say, more spiritual than religious. But it sucks. It sucks when people leave your life because of religion. They think that my Creator didn't make me. I didn't make me, right? My Creator made me. He knows exactly who I am, and He expects me to be all I can be. And I'm not going to bury my talents for the comfort of other people. I'm not going to bury my talents so that other people can keep justifying the biases that they have and the misunderstandings they have because my existence makes them uncomfortable. If who I am makes you question who you are, the problem is not me. I promise you the problem can't be me if who I am challenges who you are. I don't know, Mandy. I would just say, give them every reason to stay, and they probably will. I know you and your parents got to be beautiful people, and they just don't have the right information yet. But don't give up on them. That's for sure. I need to put a little. Guys, I'll tell you this funny story. So my 15-year-old was in here recently, and she was watching me do makeup, and she gets it. She goes, "Dad, what in the world is this?" And I go, "You know what this is?" Now my daughter's she got her own makeup channel, for crying out loud. She's 15. How long has she had a makeup channel? Eddie, how long have you had a makeup channel? You're on here. I see your deal. I don't know, for a couple of years, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like she's, super glammy, but she's like, "What is this?" And I go, "Well, I got these real fluttery eyes, and they got all this lids and whatnot, and I have a hard time putting on lashes and eyeliner. So I use this. I just put this gently on my eyelashes, and I leave it hanging there, and then I can put on eyeliner, and I can glue my." And I did that, and she just like, "Oh my goodness, I did not see that coming." Like, "Whoa, what just happened, Dad? What are you doing?" But I'm telling you, it's the way that I figured out, and I'll show you right now. Let me show you right now. So what I do is I just clamp this on there, because if I don't get it right, and I glue it all my eyelashes and the fake eyelashes all closed, or glue them to my lid, then I'm scrubbing, I can't get it off, and then I really do damage. And so I do this, and then it's really, although it looks aggressive and mean-spirited towards my lashes, it probably is the least abrasive that I could
lash
be.
Artist
because I just gently put it right there, right? And then I can just do this little line right here.
Addie said she's had her channel for about 3 years.
3 years.
She's awesome, and she does nails. She's just all around good.
Addie, you should come on it too if you want.
Somebody said it's like the vacuum cleaner for an easy ponytail trick. Sam says, "Yikes."
I know it looks painful, but look.
I do this.
Hold on.
It's different.
Give me 1 second. I'll be ready to go in just 1 second. Now, what I do a lot too, while it's already pinned down like this, I'll put on a little eyeshadow right here as well. Which I could, but I'm not going to yet. So I just do that right there. Now hold on, watch this beautiful. Oh look! See, now I do the mascara first so that it does even less damage to the eyelashes. Pinches the hard mascara, but also the glue will stick to the mascara, instead of my lashes, so it's a lot easier to clean off. So let me just do this abusive, torturous looking device on my other eye. Baby, do we have any new people in there we want to talk to or anything? Any comments?
If you don't know about the vacuum trick, you should know. All dads should know the vacuum trick.
What is it? What is the vacuum
Where
trick?
you get your hair and you get the vacuum hose and it sucks your hair, so then you can grab your hair on top with the ponytail and put it on, and you don't have to use a brush.
There you
I'd
go.
advise using a brush though.
Okay. We do this. I'm going to put on these fake lashes, but, it could turn out good. It could turn out terrible. But my guess is it's going to turn out good. Because when I'm doing makeup, regardless of how it turns out, it's good.
Somebody said, Anisha said, wow, it's my first time seeing a thing like that. You should start your own makeup brand. Torture by Allyssa.
That's funny. I know it looks terrible, but man, it's probably less damaging than screwing it up over and over and peeling it off and putting it on and peeling it off, and I got more glue than Elmer's right in my eye. So okay, I'm gonna look for some.
What is that thing? How would someone purchase one? Sam said.
You know what? This is actually Ardell, and they're for putting on the fake eyelashes. So
it's to hold the fake eyelash.
Yeah, it's to hold the fake eyelash. Boop boop, glue it and stick it on like that. Is what it's for. But I got this like crazy weird eyes, and it's not that easy. I'm just looking. Did I not get out my lashes? Oh, here's some. All right, got a little trick here too.
Is it super glue or?
No, it's just lash glue, and I use 2 different glues. Let me show you.
It's just for lashes, so it can be removed after a few hours, or if you use double layer of glue, it lasts longer.
Yeah, totally. So
someone taught me that trick.
So what I do here, I'm gonna find the glue. Tortured by Allyssa. Clever.
Addie said she'd come in a minute if you want. I'm gonna go ask her and then.
Oh, Addie's gonna come in here right now. So, our 15-year-old who's had the makeup channel for a while, she's gonna come in here. She's home from work.
I don't know how she got home from work.
How'd she get home from work?
Apparently, we have other.
But yes,
in our lives
if she can come in here, that would be fantastic. Sam, if you can come over, you can come over too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just I'm going to lube this thing up with a ton of glue. Not a ton of glue, but just even glue. And then I'm going to let that dry for a while. And then I'm going to get out the other one and I'm going to glue it up too. Because it kind of needs to get tacky. Like probably most of my stories. Super tacky. Uh-oh. Let's see. Let's do that. After I let this glue for a second, then I'm going to take a look at the comments and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to scroll the comments or if there's more people that are here than I'm actually seeing. It feels like I'm not seeing new comments. It feels like I'm kind of seeing the same one, so maybe I need to scroll. So let me let this dry for a second, and then let me just see here. Yes, let me just scroll and see. Because I haven't seen anything. Anybody yet?
Yay, Addie.
Okay, Addie. So our daughter Addie is here. Addie, come in here and say hi to these these amazing people. There's a lot of people here. I think there's more people here than I can see.
Hello.
This is Addie right
so
here. She's
fun.
15. How was work?
It's good. It was long, slow.
It was.
Good, though. You look good. Your skin looks good.
It does?
Yes.
Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you. So I was
Yours too.
I was just telling him about the machine that you didn't see coming.
Yep. That was a good laugh.
But
I don't think I do that to myself.
yeah, but you don't understand. But before I figured that out, do you know how many times I was just gluing my lids like up here and like it was a disaster? And I figured that out. And I'm like, wait a minute, you'll pinch a root trick. Now I got eyeliner down like that. That turns out good. I got the eyelashes. It turns out good. Also, what I do now is I take.
People.
Hi, Anisha.
And Sam.
Hi, Sam. Hi, Mandy. How are you guys?
Okay, watch this. What do I do first here? This is gonna be the
I'm so backwards.
the right eye.
It's inverted.
I know. It takes me a minute.
So watch this move. I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna gently. Oh, I need to kind of clean this up a little bit. Hang on, no, I just got a little
Yes, I did.
a little something up
Got a
there.
cute haircut, huh? She cut off about.
A lot. I used to sit on my hair. I don't. I don't anymore. It's great. It's the best thing.
You're so cute with it.
I'm putting on one more layer of glue, a different kind of glue, so the two
And
glues
that's a
gonna.
good glue, by the way. Because, here, let me
Show
show
'em.
them. So, when you apply your lashes on your line, it's hard to get a fine line where it's supposed to go. So, this one has a really great tip. And it's smooth like an eyeliner tip. Somebody showed me this great thing.
Look at. I have to show them.
Oh, I have to show them. Turn. Oh, see, Addie knows. Thank you, Addie.
You're like Captain.
Look at. Look at. It's nice, little sharp tip.
Okay.
It's lash glue liner. That's literally what it's called. Oh, by Kiss.
Kiss.
Oh,
Wow, that does go on so good.
got a little aggressive there. I glued it to my eyelid first. So now what I'm doing is let go of the still. Boop.
Boop.
Oh, hello, Gorge.
Sam said the drain is happy now.
What does that mean?
I know now.
What does that mean? Lash glue Sharpie. That's a good one. Fine tip.
Yeah, I think we're too far away. You can't see how amazing that looks, but it's amazing.
It looks good. Huh?
Okay.
Lashes make the world of difference.
Lashes are really important. Oh, I got that line again.
Especially if you just got them taken off and you have to learn how to do them.
Yes, I used to do Adeline's lash extensions. Her sister started her out with them, when you were...
Like 4 years ago.
Yeah, she was like
So
11 or
little.
12. Samantha was at school and she needed a model. And, well, Addie was available. And so she had lashes at a very
Ever
young
since.
age. And we just took them off a couple weeks ago. So.
Like 1 week ago.
Oh. Sam said the
Excited.
drain is happy because you cut your hair.
It's still not happy. I'm joking.
Oh. That is so funny.
That's silly.
Typically, I would put on my eyeshadow before I did this, before I put on the lashes.
Emergency.
But
I mean, it does give you a way to do it without getting your fingers in the way of your eyes.
yeah,
seeing
totally,
you,
right?
Seeing you over eyelash line, so that's good.
What's your favorite makeup product?
Oh, wow.
Both of you.
The mirror.
Well, that's true.
I don't know. I just
Make
if you start with something, you have to end with it all. I don't.
Probably highlighter or lip gloss for me.
mm.
And
Oh.
what kind is your favorite highlighter at this moment?
Cookie. It's called
Okay.
Cookie.
Oh, I know your favorite lip gloss.
Tell them.
Glass Slipper by Fenty. I was there.
Boom. I was there. It's great. I recommend it. It
Is it
stays.
is it a shiny lip gloss?
It's just gloss. It doesn't have like a shade to it. It's just very glossy, and it stays down there for
Doesn't dry your
quite
lips.
a long time. Nope, it's not sticky either.
Worth the money.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because I paid for it. I mean, what's not worth? Your dad's paying for it. The price is perfect.
Yeah.
Your
but
daughters can always go to Ulta with trends.
Did you use these two?
No, I did not. I did not use those two. I did a different mascara this time.
Which one? Oh, I've heard this one is good.
Well,
Is it?
I think it is. I think it is.
I follow this girl on TikTok, and her whole account is literally just trying different mascaras and like rating them and everything.
Eddie, what grade are you in?
I'm in 9th grade.
9th grade. Are there any trans people at your school?
There is.
Is there?
There is.
How many? How many did you know of?
Like 3 that I know of in my grade, at least. I don't know anybody
Really?
in the grade below me.
And how do they get treated? Are they loners? Do people embrace them?
Everyone has their own group, so he has a group. Used to be a girl, now it's transitioning into a boy.
Really?
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Very sweet. Yep. I was in.
How brave is that? What grade? Your grade? 9th grade?
Yep.
Wow, how brave is that? I mean, I think back when I'm in 9th grade. Now, I was in a different place. I was in a different place. But, you know, at that time, my goodness, I don't even know.
Started. I had a class in 7th grade, and they were starting transitioning then. So I've known.
How do the teachers? How are they treated by the teachers? How do the teachers address the pronouns and everything else? Are they still right?
Like just the way that they would treat everyone else.
They're pretty good then.
Yeah.
That's great.
So the 3 people, there's one trans boy, born a girl, transitioning into a boy. Mm-hmm. What are the other 2? Did you know? Are they trans boys or trans girls?
Boys as well.
Boys as well.
I don't know a lot about them, but I only know one.
Well, you know, and that's always been interesting to me because a girl can be as masculine as she wants. Because if a girl is really masculine, then she's badass, right? She gets this respect and this, you know. I think it's probably in my mind. This is completely not true, but in my mind, the difficult part about being a trans girl is that nobody respects that. Not even the girls respect that, because, you know, the girls are going, oh, wait a minute, you're doing what? You're coming into my world. I gotta compete with all these people, and I gotta compete with you too. You've already got this white male privilege, la 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 la, and now you're gonna come in here and compete with me? Like what is that all about? Meaning they're stepping down, and it's been surprising to me how many people consider that stepping down from, you know, male to female as a step backwards. Even so many girls feel that that's a step backwards, and that has been surprising to me because I don't have a difficult time as a boy, and I don't have, it's probably more natural for me to be a boy just because I've lived 99% of my life in this way. But it's so much more rewarding. There's so much more value when I look like this than when I'm a boy. This is when I feel the most valuable. And understanding both worlds, I just can't understand anyone saying this is a step backwards. This is I went from this world of just blunt force trauma to this world that's so gentle and precise and, tender and understanding. And it has to be that way. We need a world of blunt force trauma. Somebody's got to get it done. Somebody's got to bring home the bacon. Somebody's got to do that. I get that. But the other side of that is just so the texture, the colors, the smells, everything about this world is just so remarkable for me. It's not going backwards. It's the other way for me. It's the other thing. But hey, Eddie, so you're really quiet. So when you're talking, you have to talk a little quiet. I've got this mic that's apparently maybe not a very good one. I don't know. But I'll point it more towards you, and maybe that will be easier for people to hear.
Did you show them your, what brand of makeup palette? Or you just going?
No, I didn't really. I mean, would you like to show them? I'm going to do something different. You can show.
You can do it.
But I've got to do these other things, though, because I got to put this highlighter thing on.
She's using the Ulta Beauty Matte Neutrals.
It's hard to go wrong with the Ulta. Let's see. Let me see. I do have another cam. Let me just see if this works. I don't know. Let's do this here. And then let's do that one's on. This one's on. See, so you're now you're the big one. What?
Hi, Amy. Hi from Mexico.
Hi from.
I love you.
Wi-Fi is terrible here.
Hey, at least you're in Mexico and it's sunny. It looks amazing there, Amy.
I would love to be in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Put that one back too.
This was the OG stuff. What was the one that I would always go for? Like that would only work on me. It was like, yeah, it was like the slant like that. I can't remember, but I can imagine the smell right now.
Love you, Amy. Somebody says I enjoy the stay-at-home role. Aww.
Yeah.
Love that.
It is good.
I'm glad you have a good wife with you, Fellstream.
Yeah, right?
It does help a lot. But that also shows that you're worth being there.
Oh.
You know?
Baby, thank you. Thank you. Fellstream, you're right. I am so fortunate, and I need to be reminded more often. So you're 100% correct. I'm gonna blend this in just a little bit so you can see a little bit of highlight here, but a little bit of not a lot of eyeshadow, just a little bit, and then I'm gonna do the bottom lashes as far as the mascara is concerned. See, it's different to do the makeup because I got this set up here just this last week, and this is not the lighting that I've done it in before. This is not the setup I've done it in before, so it's a little bit different. I don't hate it. It's just different, and it's hard for me to tell how.
Hi, Anissa.
Okay, now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the bottom lashes for you now, babe. So
I go in a different order.
What?
I put my mascara on before everything else.
Me too.
And then I put my lipstick or lip gloss on last.
Eddie, it wasn't very long ago that we told you about me. Are there any lights that went off like, well, this explains that? All of a sudden, this is making sense.
How long ago was it? When did you guys tell me? We were in this house.
Probably a couple of years.
Like 13 when we told you.
Talk loud, though, because apparently I don't have a very good mic or a little close mic.
Well, Sam was telling me, like, when you guys told her, all about like the wigs and how you would have to try them on to try to hide it from her. I was like,
Yeah.
I know it was hard for you guys to hide it from all three of us. When did you tell Brock?
Same time told you. Just a different room.
Like the same day?
No, but about the same period.
Yeah.
Oh,
a little bit
like
before
age?
you.
No, about probably
was-
within a month of you knowing.
Mm-hmm.
So about this.
The older kid said, Addie's cool. You can tell her. She'll be fine.
I think it's awesome. I feel like you guys hit it really well, or I was just like little and didn't really think much of it.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
but in our Vegas house, the like room that was always locked, I was like, oh, like I get it now. And once you told me, and the first time we went up to Vegas, I asked if you had earrings, and you opened like the little door, and I was like, you were lying? You had all your stuff in there. I was like, all of this jewelry? You hid it from me?
Well, I had this closet. I had this closet in my room, and I put the placard on there. Remember, I had a placard made at Staples, and it said, "Utility room, no access," or something like that.
No tenant access.
No tenant access, yeah. And so, see, I was working in Vegas, and so I would be in Vegas all week, and then I'd come home on the weekends. And so after work in Vegas every single day, I would dress, and just all week long at night I would be dressed. But as soon as these guys came out, then I would put everything away. Well, they'd open my closet, and there's 10 suits, and then a million dresses and blouses and all of these other things. And so they're like, "Mom, I never see you wearing those things." And so she's like, "Yeah, well, when we come out, we like to buy new clothes to go to see a show or whatever. And so I just like to have a lot of clothes here." And, so it was all of these, we had to, I don't want to use the word lie, but we couldn't tell the truth if we were going to conceal that, in all of these areas. And it's so hard when you got this many boy clothes and you got this many girl clothes. It's hard to keep that straight. To justify that, really. Yeah. Should we do some highlighter?
Oh, I love highlighters.
You do? Well, look at all these. Well,
My favorite.
let's do some contour first.
Wrong side.
So this way, would you want to do this product? Oh, but I'm
can
not
show
sure this is. I'm not sure this is the one that I want to do. But we can. So this
can
is
do different
this
ones
is
if you want it.
this is the Kat Von B.
D.
Okay.
Put
Is
it
it
in
is
the
that a D
camera.
really?
Yes, Camp on D.
And it's pretty good. Now, I kind of feel like I got a little bit hustled on this deal because I went into Ulta and I said, look, I want a really, really good highlighter. And, because we were going to stream and I wanted some products that looked nice and not all crappy. And so she goes, okay, here, buy this one. And so she sells me this one. And then I said, okay, I also need a highlighter, a really, really good highlighter. Okay, let me sell you this $60 thing. But then I come home and I use this and I realize, woo, everything's lit up because this is a contour light. This has the highlighter built into it as well. So, all of a sudden my face, after putting on that, I'm kind of like a disco ball. I'm like, woo, I'm going to be shiny. So anyway, I got a little bit hustled because this is a highlighter and a contour, but I ended up kind of really liking it. So that's the thing, I guess. So should we use this one?
Where's the highlighter?
I don't know. It's just in there. It just makes you want to try some?
I don't see the highlight either
You
until you put
see-
it on.
My highlight from this morning. Like, my highlight is 10 out of 10. I love it. And also, whatever I just put on, this is 10 out of 10. Like,
that?
I can see the gloss.
I know they're good, right? It's really good. I'm just gonna do a little bit of contour, then we're gonna highlight. Okay, how about that? Have we lost everybody? Is it just like us talking to each other? We probably can just turn this thing off and
Okay.
keep yakking with each
No
other.
idea.
Excuse me.
Just gonna put a little bit on, then brush it.
Shower sometime soon.
Okay. Hey, how long have we been going? I can see this being a
Well, I
little
wish
bit.
I could tell you
It
that.
still says 11 people on.
So there is.
Really? Where did you see that?
8:30, so it's been an hour and a half, babe.
Oh, you can do that there? Gosh, you're very good.
Should probably.
It has been?
Let's look at my muscles.
Hey, well, I'm almost done, so this is
Nice,
perfect.
girl.
This
No,
is
I was not flexing. That was a joke.
I put on a lot of
Mandy!
foundation today. A lot of foundation.
Love you, girl.
It looks
Thank
good
you.
though. Like it doesn't look super cakey.
No? I'm putting on a little bit of blush too. Watch this. Yeah, we'll wrap this up. Watch this. We just put on a little bit of blush right here. Do a little highlighter.
Your go-to blush, baby.
It's my go-to almost gone.
You better get some.
It's almost
more.
gone.
I like liquid blush
You do? Why?
because it stays on for me longer, and I've never found a good powder blush for me.
Well, what is it?
But I usually don't wear blush, but when I'm feeling a little bit fancy that day, I'll wear it. But if not, it's just concealer and highlighter and mascara. I've still got to get used to saying mascara.
I know.
Got your
But
extensions.
she's got great lashes without them. So.
Here, watch this. Do a little highlight.
Curl on my big unit.
Yeah.
But
This little beautiful.
show 'em. That is a really pretty palette.
Yeah, this is a really nice palette. The Glow Kit. Anastasia, Beverly Hills.
Anastasia.
Anastasia, baby. What am I? Thank you.
Sorry.
Come on, I've been in this game for 15 minutes, okay?
It's like Sam's cute client that said she got a new car and wanted to show her. And she told her, yeah, I got a Mercedes. No, cute.
A Mercedes.
Anastasia, I mean.
Yeah,
Same thing.
Mercedes, Mercedes. Good for her.
Heck yeah.
Good for her for buying an expensive car that she really
Mandy
didn't need
can't
out.
wait to see the wig.
Oh, the wig. Let's do the wig. Then we can
Let
shut
me
this
see.
thing down. This seems a little...
That was good. You put any on the nose?
I put a little bit on the news. Mm-hmm.
On the knees?
On the news.
You can see Addie's highlighter from there. Good grief, girl.
Mm-hmm. I love it. It's my favorite.
Okay,
We
let's
might be stealing your makeup now.
If you go
Let's do the wig.
All right. The reveal.
Oh, yeah. Wait, would you hand it to me? The wig reveal. It's my favorite.
Dad, you even have backup dancers.
See how amazing that is? Okay. This is a good wig. I have a lot of wigs. But this is actually a decent wig, meaning that it's real hair. And so this is about an $850 wig. Well, more. I've had it colored a couple times. But this is a really nice wig.
Gotta do the duck lips.
Of
Yeah, the duck
You
lips.
always have to.
I love it.
What do you think, Addie?
Love it.
So pretty. Hold on. I'm backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Which camera are we at?
Oh, you
Wait,
know what?
no.
Let me switch the camera so it goes back to the this. That's a good point. Watch this. Let me go back to this camera. Do a little transition. Here we go. Come on. Okay, here we go. That one's off.
Mandy wants us to do her makeup. Oh, Mandy, we would love that.
Yeah, that'd be
You look
amazing.
cute, baby.
Thank you, baby. Tuck this back here. Watch this. Tuck this back here. Little face going on here. Tuck
The
this one back here.
eyes are giving. They're very bright. The blue eyes.
On mine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, there's no one else
Yeah.
in here that has blue eyes. We all want blue eyes.
Mmm.
Per.
Stand a little bit. And all of a sudden,
This way? Oh,
Nope.
no, this way. Shoot. You're so
Guys, we
pretty,
look
baby.
the same.
so that is this wig.
Mandy said she
Um,
loves it. So
Mandy,
beautiful.
thank you. Thank you. That is so good. Thank you for doing that. You know, I'll have to pull out some more wigs. You know, we can have, a little boat on them and whatever.
That could be
I have a
fun.
case right here. I've got, no, they're not really nice wigs like this. A lot of them, or most of them, are just, fun wigs, whatever. But I've got a lot of them, so maybe we can vote one time on the wigs and do that. Guys, thank you so much for supporting this and just being here, and for the questions and the comments, and you're just amazing. Thank you so much. So we're gonna stream again on Wednesday. So Wednesday, 6:00 Pacific Standard Time, and it's gonna be great. We're gonna keep doing more fun things, and hopefully I can trick my other children into being part of it.
Love
And
the wig.
it's going to be great. Anisha, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is one of my favorite wigs. I can wear it a few different ways, but there's just not a bad way to wear it. But guys, thank you for all your beautiful, beautiful support and words, and let's just keep on keeping on. Everybody, hang in there, and Mandy, good luck with your support. It is out there, and hopefully we can help you find it. Thank you guys. Love all you guys, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night.
Adeline, Andrea, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for your help.
Thanks for having me.
You guys
for
are
a
just
little
you're
bit.
just amazing. I'm so lucky to have you.
Thanks,
So.
everyone.
Good night.
I love you.